What's up, everybody? Welcome to TotallyAFan. I am your host, Taffy. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me today. This is the show where we go over the news in movies, comics, video game, TV, your fandom fanfare right here. Now, today I am flying solo, so Jesse will not be with me today, but it's okay. He's okay. He's just doing family things. But today's going to be a pretty short episode. We're not going to go into that podcast segment. We're just going to take things nice and easy. But if you guys are watching, please remember that we stream every Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Live stream goes up on twitch.tv/TotallyFanTAF. If you missed the live episode for whatever reason, we also have a podcast on anchor.fm/TotallyFan, the official home for the podcast. But if you can't listen to it there, we also got you on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, etc., etc. Additionally, if you missed both of those, make sure that you guys catch the live stream re-recorded video on YouTube. It goes up Wednesday, and then throughout the week we sprinkle a lot of information here and there. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. So we're gonna get started. Let's see here. You know what? That actually didn't work. I was gonna try to mute the music from here. Okay, cool. We'll do it that way. Alrighty, let's get started. So we announced last week that Michael Keaton could potentially be in talks with the new Batman Beyond movie that's still in the works. It is still in development, and we know that that's coming out. We also know that the Flashpoint movie is also still in the works. However, Michael Keaton recently came out with an official announcement saying that he's not sure if he's going to be coming back for the Flash, and that leads us to believe that he may not come back for the other movies as well. His role in the Flash would have been a futuristic Batman that sort of gives him a little bit of mentorship and guidance as he deals with whatever issues that will partake in the Flashpoint movie. With that said, there was also rumors of speculation that he would continue to be the same Batman from Batman that released in 1989 as the future Bruce Wayne that would then lead Terry McGinnis in the Batman Beyond movie. And there was also rumors and speculation that he would be a returning character to pop up in other projects that includes TV, includes film, but not as a major player. Now, there was also rumors and speculation that if not Michael Keaton, that it would be Christian Bale potentially coming back as Batman. So, what did Michael Keaton say? Well, he said that he wasn't sure about coming back just because of the whole COVID outbreak, he's had to do his own projects and get his own things rolling. And right now, it's all going well. He's doing really well with his projects. I think one's on Amazon Prime. But because of the pandemic and the outbreak being so, unsure and unclear as to what's going to happen and how we go about doing it, with filming set to take place in the UK, he wants to make sure that the coast is clear before he comes back, before he even decides to do this. So hopefully we can all come together, get our masks on, do what we got to do to take care of this whole outbreak. It's possible we can see him come back as the future Bruce Wayne. But, it sucks. It's a really big situation, and I understand him 100% that he wants to be 100% careful, that he wants to make sure that he's not gonna risk his own investments and his own projects, because with the outbreak, it's funny. We were talking about it at work, how it's odd that we're noticing a lot of characters, or rather a lot of actors, are doing a bunch of commercials nowadays, and I think it's because it's hard to find work. So, I want him to take care of himself first, and if we can get him as Batman, that'd be amazing, but if we don't, then, well, we don't. Next on the list, Black Widow is set to premiere on Disney Plus, I believe July 9th, on Premiere Access. Now, in addition to Premiere Access, there's going to be other slate of movies. We know Shang-Chi's coming out. They announced that it's going to be on Premiere Access as well. But I wanted to bring this up because we know that issues with Raya the Last Dragon, that's also on Disney Plus now, that is having a little bit of issues in terms of traction, in terms of getting people to watch it. And this kind of goes back to something going on in outside of Disney Plus. We know that the Godzilla vs. Kong movie is the last movie of that trilogy. The reason being, or rather, it's a quad feed. But after that, they're not going to make any more. Now, some people are upset that they're not going to make more. They're really hoping for more. But the truth is that the movies haven't been doing well, and because of the whole outbreak, it's going to be even harder. With movies being free on HBO Max the same day as they are in theaters, some people are taking advantage of watching it on HBO Max. I know me personally, I would love to watch it in theaters, but based on the conditions in Los Angeles and even based on the conditions back home in Virginia, I don't feel 100% comfortable going to the movie theaters. But that's just me, but there are other people that think the same thing. Will Black Widow and other Marvel projects do well? We're not sure. A lot of people are already saying that they don't want to pay for premiere access. They'll just wait for the movie to come out when it does. But that's going to affect how movies get made by big production studios, right? If they're noticing that, not a lot of people are watching it or that people aren't paying for these movies, then maybe they look at it from a marketing and a money point of view. If they can't make their money back, then why continue making those projects? Now, in Disney's situation, Disney can bleed money for a little bit. They will probably be okay if one movie doesn't do well or two movies don't do well. But the problem is that because movies don't do well, that's still going to alter their perception on how movies get released and the direction behind those movies. So I don't know. My problem is that from a corporate point of view, this could be really hurtful to us as fans who enjoy this content. So it's something that we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to watch how it plays out. But Black Widow is finally coming to Disney Plus, and this is really important just because of the other Marvel movies. This was supposed to have come out a long time ago. That sets up Falcon and Winter Soldier. That sets up other movies. Because we didn't see it, we're not sure. Sample Marvel logo on a sack of wet poop. And I would watch it. No, I mean, for sure. For sure. What's going on, boys? Titus, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate it. Shamanti, what's going on, my dude? Needs more Bidoof. Oh, this is Jesse. Jesse's here in spirit, boys. He's not with us on stream, but he's here with us in spirit. What's going on, Jess? But yeah, so Black Widow was supposed to set the pace for other movies. Because of its delayed release, things had to get changed. The same thing actually happened with Guardians of the Galaxy. We actually talked about that last time. Because of the cancellation of James Gunn, it delayed Guardians 3, and that was supposed to come out earlier. So we'll see how it plays out. But overall, look, I'm not telling you go pay for Premiere Plus or Premiere Access on Disney. I'm not telling you to spend more money because, as fans, we're gonna demand this shit to be free. We're gonna say that, oh, just because HBO's Max, why can't you be free? But that's not how it works. It's all a financial point of view, and we even know that HBO Max will no longer be same day release moving forward in 2022. So, we can bitch and moan all we want. We can say yes, like give us this free content, but they don't have to do that, and they're probably not going to. They're in the business of making money. They're not in the business of appeasing us, but by appeasing us, it might help them make money. So they'll make a decision. Hopefully it works out in our favor, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, HBO Max is 30 days. No, HBO Max releases the same day as it does in theaters for 30 days. But in 2022, they're not going to do that anymore. They're not going to have same day release. That's something that they announced not too long ago. I read it somewhere. I don't remember where. But they said that they're not going to keep going after 2022. And they're right to do that. They may not make as much money as what they intended to. Like Mortal Kombat, I really want to go watch it in theaters, but I'm probably going to watch it here because I don't feel comfortable going to a movie theater yet. So that's one ticket loss. Now, there are multiple people who think like me and who are like, I don't feel comfortable going to a theater. So those are more tickets lost. So we'll see how it goes. And this comes on the heels of Disney charging $1 more. So they officially, I think that kicks off at the end of the month, I believe, if it hasn't done so already. So we're going to move on to the next one. So Sesame Street has just announced 2 new black Muppets that are going to be in talks of, or rather, their purpose is to talk about racial injustices and other racial issues. And in my personal opinion, I think this is a great thing. I've always been a believer that inclusion for the sake of inclusion in movies and TV and stuff like that, when you gender swap or you or race swap or race bend or whatever, I always thought that that was stupid. When you do it just to do it. Sure, some characters it doesn't matter if they're a different race or if they're a different sexual preference. It doesn't really matter. But overall, you're just changing it just to just because you think it's gonna be inclusive. But the fact of the matter is, I'm a strong believer in creating new characters with their own stories, and this is something that Sesame Street does really well. They've created characters to talk about these social issues. I think it was last year or a year before where they included it was like an autistic Muppet, I believe, and they've included other things as well. And Sesame Street does a really good job of including that stuff into their show so that children can understand. And I think it's a really great thing that what they're doing. I've always been a big fan of how they go about doing their stuff. Sesame Street is kind of along the lines of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in terms of what Mr. Rogers himself wanted to do for kids, and I feel like Sesame Street is doing a great job, and I'm really happy about this. However, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are throwing their shit, and the fact of the matter is if you're upset about this, then whose fault is it? It's not Sesame Street's fault. So, without getting too into it, I definitely wanted to announce that because I think it's great. Like I said before, they're creating new characters with new stories, and that's a great way to be inclusive without shoving it down our throats. So, TotallyAFan goes out to Sesame Street. PS5 just got some new patents, and in said patents, it might allow them to give trophies to previous games. Now, I don't know how they're going to do it yet, but we believe that PlayStation is going to be emulating PS1, PS2, and PS3 games in addition to PlayStation 4, kind of similar to how Xbox has their Game Pass. However, because of this trophy allowance, we have reason to believe, and a lot of fans are highly speculating, that PlayStation will be backwards compatible moving forward. This has not been confirmed, so please, with a grain of salt, we could be hype about this, but they don't have to do this. And again, this goes kind of back to what we were talking about with Disney Plus and streaming services, right? They're in the business of making money. If this makes them money, then they will do it. But if it costs more than what they're going to get in return, then this might not be something that they're going to be interested in trying to do, right? This is going to be a huge thing. But with this patents, it might make it a little bit easier, so we are hopeful. I know that PS2 by far is probably one of the best video game catalogs ever. So it'd be really great to see if we have that option. I do have a PlayStation 3 that does 1, 2, and 3. I have my PlayStation 4, and at some point down the road, I'll eventually get a PlayStation 5, maybe. So I'm not really too worried about this, but if they don't do it, then they won't do it. And it sucks for a lot of PlayStation fans that are super hyped about this. So please be wary that this may not happen, but it's also possible it can. It's 50-50 really. Either they do or they don't. Last thing on the bit of news. Ghost of Tsushima is getting a movie from director of John Wick. Now, we know that the John Wick writer said that they are going to do John Wick 4 and 5 without him. Rather, he's not being attached to it. And I don't know how I feel personally about it because it's his world. He created it. And the director just made it visual for all of us. So, I'm kind of curious to see how those movies will do. But with the director of Ghost of Tsushima being from John Wick, I feel like we're going to get some really nice visuals. I'm really excited because a game developer from Sucker Punch is also going to be on board with assisting, make sure everything's going good. So I'm really excited about this. It's a great game, and I can't wait for the Ghost movie with JW director, my favorite movies. Yeah, John Wick's is really good, really high intensity, action packed. I love the martial arts, and I think the cinematography catches it in a really nice way where it's high impact and like super high adrenaline. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to play with the swordplay of Ghost of Tsushima, as well as some of the other supernatural things that can be done. Visually, the game is amazing, so I kind of want to see a lot of that translated into the movie. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be great, I think. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for the show. These are the big news ticket items that I wanted to talk about on the show. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, as always, please make sure that you reach out to us. If you guys are watching live, you can go ahead and post it in the chat, and we'll try to cover whatever questions or comments you guys have. We try to go over it. But, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment down below. Please make sure that you guys are sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Help spread the word on the YouTube videos. We would greatly appreciate that. But thank you guys again. As a reminder, we stream every Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Live stream goes up on twitch.tv/TotallyAFan. If you miss it, you can catch the podcast on anchor.fm/TotallyAFan. We sprinkle videos throughout the week on YouTube, but if you miss both the podcast and the live stream, you can catch the video up on Wednesdays on YouTube. If you guys like what we're doing here and you guys want to help support the channel, please consider subscribing on YouTube, or you guys can subscribe for free using Twitch Prime on Twitch. And again, that's twitch.tv/TotallyAFan, TAF. And that's going to do it for today. Like I said, Jesse's not here, so we're not going to switch into the podcast mode. But I'm hoping that the news that we covered is enough to get you guys excited for the next bit of content that's going to come out. And yeah, like I said, please make sure you guys reach out to us. Let us know. You guys can also join the Discord, where I kind of chill in the Discord a lot when I'm working on personal projects or stuff for work. But that community engagement is really important. So I want to make sure that we cater the show to what it is that you guys want and, you know, the stuff that you guys are into. So yeah, like I said, that's going to be it for us. But guys, love you guys so much. And thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with us, as always. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. But I will catch you guys on the next time. But until then, as always, thanks for